Butterflies. We're here, are we on? Just double check here because as you see, Ari is not here yet. Hoping she will be sometime today. Are we good? Are we good? Okay, so again, might not be able to answer too much to your comments and questions today, but I am so sorry. We'll try and correct that. Again, we have a good technical person, so one of my New Year's resolutions is to get everything set up so when Ari's not here, I can just kind of click something and everything just comes alive, and I'm able to do this with more ease. Because right now, you know, it's something like I probably should have been learning all along, but I wasn't. So learning the technical aspects of this and that. I'm also working with the lighting and so forth. I was trying to do video for you guys. I don't know how it came out actually. I was just like, you know, fooling around with the lighting for a long time and wishing I'd paid more attention to the lighting when I was in the theater, because, you know, they're like specialists doing that there, and I just, you know, I was more focused on what I was doing. So anyway, this is the get ready for the day routine where we do kind of a head to toe warm up your body, and so you can face the day a little more alive, a little more alert. And since this is a dancing channel, after that we move on to our dance, which is merengue, which is for everybody. It's just kind of walking, but there can be a lot more to it. So that's what we're focusing on right now, is making our merengue a little more stylish and just learning it a bit better, getting some muscle memory so that we can have more fun on it. I'm just going to do another check here. Are we good? Are we on? Yes, we are. Good. Okay. Okay, great. So, Flair flies. Taking your feet and planting them, as we do, very, very sturdy into the ground. The whole foot is glued there, and from your feet, there are roots growing into the ground, making it super sturdy. I just want you to feel like everything is touching the ground, not just the tips of your toes, the balls of your feet, your heels, but your arches, the length of your toes, the outside, the inside, everything, every part of it is like glued to the floor. And today, I'm going to talk about weight shifting on this channel, is I want you to feel kind of relaxed, but also like somebody came up from behind you and kind of tipped you forward. Like your wooden plank or a doll, tipping forwards, or there's a breeze at your back, or your front rather, you're leaning into it. And just kind of feel your weight rest more over the balls of your feet than kind of in the middle, that you feel like a little pressure come off of your heels. And let's start by loosening your knees a little and coming back up. And loosening your knees and coming back up. So it's not really a bend, it's just knee loosening. And just kind of getting those knees moving. So just kind of relax them a little bit, and then you press into the ground, press the ground away to come back up. And try and remember that your weight is a little bit forward. You know, I exaggerate to show you, but it's just a little, very kind of subtle shift. And remember, you're not bending over to do this. You're trying to stay straight and just tip that whole thing, even if it's just like a minute bit onto your toes. So loosen your knees and come back up. And knees, come back up. Did everybody have a good holiday if you celebrate that? Or if you didn't, I hope you had a good day. You see how the presents were mostly collected and carried away. I think everyone was happy. Watching the kids get theirs, they're so fun, you know. Makes them so happy. All right, so let's give a shoulder lift and a shoulder down. And let's just do like kind of a halfway today. It's just a very gentle picking them up and putting them back down As we come into the new year, butterflies, I want you to work on really connecting your brains with a specific part of your body, because unless you've paid like deliberate attention to it, it's not something that you generally feel automatically. And now we're just going to be doing a head shake. No, again, very gentle. But I want you to feel that part of your body isolating and moving on its own. So, you know, there's so many things that there's so much that we haven't activated, no matter how, you know, what kind of sport or dance we're doing, that if it's something you haven't activated before, and nodding up and down very gently. This is at the top of your neck, remember. It is something that your brain and body have to learn, because it's new pathways. So that's what we're going to be concentrating on as we come into the new year. And coming back to your shoulders, and this time moving a little circle forward very slowly. It is the day after a holiday, so we're not going to be too hard on ourselves. And circling them back. And now circling them forward again, and as you circle them forward, so I want you to think just shoulders, nothing else. Let's do two like that. And the next two, I want you to feel like you're taking your whole body with you. And taking your whole body, rolling them. Now we do the same thing to the back, so straightening back up and rolling just your shoulders back. Try and think just shoulders. And now we're going to roll, taking whole body, and taking the whole body with us. And this last one, hold it there. Remember that posture, and Flair flies as you go about your day. Every time you think of it, just roll your shoulders back, get your posture here. It's like your chest is being pulled up to the sky, and slowly but surely getting that muscle memory into your body. So, moving down, let's do a little bit of elbow. And again, just go slowly today after the holiday, and separate each part a little bit. If you're just coming on, I'm on my own today. That's why I can't see from here what you're commenting, what's your questions. But if it's something you want to ask, please do put it into a message, and we will get back to that as soon as we can. So let's do our elbows. So we've started working on just trying and feeling just our elbows. So if your arms are, pretend they're limp noodles. Let everything go out like they're boneless. And then think about where your elbows are, try and identify that. And when you're bending your elbows, and this can be just a little bend, try to relax everything else. Just those elbows are coming up and nothing else. And the elbows are coming up and nothing else. So they can go to the back too, that is fine. You can just be lifting them like this, up and them out to the side just so you can see them. But I want you to just think only your elbows are working, and that is the part of your body that is leading the movement, that is pulling it up. Now there's always kind of an end goal to all of this, and that is that we do use our elbows quite a bit when we're dancing, even if it doesn't look like that our elbows are lifting up. In many of the styles, they are leading the movement, and that's why we're taking that first step by just kind of feeling where they are and how they would work. Okay, stretching your fingers out and closing your fingers, stretching your fingers out and coming back. And let's try and join that with our toes. Now probably, you know where your fingers are. If not, you've got to first Concentrate on that, feeling where they are, feeling them kind of bundle up and then stretch out like a tree frog jumping. And I just want you to think about where your toes are. Send that signal down. And even if your toes can't fan out, try and think about the feeling once you've identified where your toes are, what that would feel like. Try and visualize it in your mind. And send those signals down to your toes. And even if it's just an imagined fanning of the toes, you're on your way once you identify that. And visualize that. It's a new pathway, that's all. All right, Flair flies. Let's get those hands warmed up a little bit because a big problem I notice a lot of times with dancers in any style is dead hands, is that maybe everything else is working great, but the hands are, you're kind of missing that finishing touch, the thing that makes your arms a little bit more alive. So since the circulation is a little more delicate there, I want you can hold your hands wherever, but we're going to try and just press down each finger at a time. Thumb, index, middle, ring, pinky. And I'm going to go again. Thumb, index, middle, ring, pinky. Now let's reverse it. Pinky, ring, middle, index, thumb, and pinky, ring, middle, index, thumb. That's another one. If your fingers aren't doing that, you want to just kind of identify, try and feel where each finger is. Yeah, right. Let's do that whole arm then. And try just to make sure you're thinking about where your elbows are, that you can feel them. And at the end, your fingers. So when we start working on arms, which is something we're going to be doing a lot of this year, that you've begun the process of knowing where they are and feeling them. Because as you start to dance or move, there's so many things to think about that it's impossible. I mean, I usually choose just like one thing to focus on. I mean, there are many things I'm thinking about, but I want to focus on one thing to really try and improve that, because otherwise, you know, it kind of gets into a mishmash. All right, so we would loosen our knees. Now I want you to engage your legs. So there's just kind of tighten them up. And we're going to make a little bend, and your feet are going to, your knees are going to go right over your feet. Because our knees only go, you know, one direction. They don't go like our other joints to the side. You want them to go straight over. So the things you're thinking about are, before you start to bend, tighten your legs up, and then you can stop thinking about that. Because your legs are engaged as they bend, and then you're just thinking knees over feet, and then you're thinking press the ground away, press into the ground like you're pushing the earth away from yourself instead of just straightening up. Then you're engaging, knees over your toes, pressing into the ground, and coming up. So there's a whole process in this. So, legs tightening, knees going straight over to your toes, and pressing into the ground. I'm sorry, I'm not reacting to your comments because Ari is not here today. And engaging, and knees over your toes, and pressing into the ground, and coming back up, and legs engaging, knees over your toes, and pressing straight into the ground, come back up. Very good. Now here you can either keep your legs straight or loosen them a little bit. I like to bend them a little bit for this. Perhaps we are on 3, 6, 12. This is thinking, you want to engage this part, feel where it is. If you don't feel where it is, put your hand where it is, and try to feel that, so you're tightening that up. And as you're straightening, you're trying to feel lengthening where that tightening was. That's 1, and 2, and 3, tightening and lengthening. 4, tightening and lengthening. 5, tightening and lengthening. 6, tightening, lengthening. 7, tightening and lengthening. 8, tightening and lengthening. 9, tightening and lengthening. 10, 2 more. Remember to tighten, gauge it before you lengthening, straightening it up. Last one in the set. And yay, first set done. And then we're just gonna lean back, looking at the sky, come back. What we're doing is we're just trying to let that relax a little, stretch out. Since we've been going this way, we're gonna go the other way. And shake it out a little bit. Stretch your calves out. So you want to put one foot a little in front of the other. Same thing that you always want those knees going over your toes before you bend your legs, think engage. And you're going to be shifting your weight towards your front leg. The back one is going to be stretching out behind you. Why don't you feel a gentle kind of pull in the back of this leg. And I like to kind of go up and down a little. Some people just like to stay and relax into it, but I like to very gently go up and down. But this particular one, and pressing the ground with that front leg to come up. Let's move a little closer. And bending your knees and thinking about both knees going right over your feet. And this is to feel a little stretch down there in a different place. And pressing into the ground to come back up. Let's do the other leg, and then I will come back and work a little bit on our ankles. Or maybe we'll do our next abs and then come back to it, because that's another thing. Our feet are sometimes much neglected. They do a lot of work during the day, and they need to have a little more TLC. So, shifting your weight onto your front leg, get a little pull in the back, and give yourself a gentle up and down, or you can hang here if that's a better feeling. But this is, what we do here is mostly warming up our fascias. That's the organ right under your skin that we need to take care of before we move into the deeper muscles and the other parts further in. And pressing into the ground to come back up with that front leg. I'm move my feet a little closer. Remember, your knees are going right over your toes, so you'll engage those legs. Let's just tighten them up. Send the knees over your toes. And then relax and try and feel a little pull in a different part of your leg. Lower leg here. You'll find as you progress, as you do something more and more, sometimes it will change from one part to the other, that you're feeling in a different part that you did before. Pressing into the ground, to come back up, give it a little shake. Let's do an next set of abs, and then we're going to come back and work on our ankles, our feet, and all that stuff, because it's super important. You're half neglected. I like to listen here a little bit. And we're just kind of tightening up our middle parts. You don't feel it, put your hand on it, and this will help you connect with it where it is. Tightening and lengthening as you come up, feeling like you're getting a little taller as you come up. 2, I think that was 2, and 3 in each time. Think tighten, and 4. Engage and lengthening. 5 and 6. Wait. And tightening and lengthening. 7 and 8 and 9 and make sure that you relax. If you feel like there's been too much pressure in your legs, you do want to give them a shake out. We're not trying to put too much pressure on them. This is something that we want to get us moving, not just strengthen and stretch out. Okay, so coming to our ankles here. So we work a lot on weight shifting here, knowing where our body is. So I'm gonna shift onto my right foot today. So I kind of habitually usually start shifting toward my left. So we've got our square here, which is shoulders and hips. These are four corners. And we'll come back to that too. Pressing into the ground, excuse me, still going with your left or whichever foot you want to start with today. And you're shifting your weight over onto your right foot. And so your knees are a little bit, as they call it, loose, so they're relaxed. And we're going to try again moving this foot. This is our working leg. This is leg that's supporting us, so we're stacked on it like blocks. And I want you to try and just tap back and forth. I'm going to exaggerate a little so you can see it, but just using your ankles. So it's not your whole leg that's moving. It's better to keep it smaller and to just use that ankle. Maybe at this point you just want to tap it up and down. Feel where your ankle is, and that your ankle is leading movement. That's because you want to get a little bit more mobility there if you can. Because I always like to concentrate on injury points, that is, things that we heard a lot, knees and ankles are something that frequently comes up. And back up, so you want to rest it on the balls of your feet, so it's going to be raising up your heel a little bit. And taking that square, and you just want to lean into it a little bit and push into the ground so your feet come back. And these movements are about you, so you need to go where you feel comfortable. And once you've gotten the feeling of that movement, then slowly start to push yourself. But I am a big believer in a slow build-up. One of the reasons I started this channel was I thought it's a little frustrating sometimes the way, beginner things are so not beginner. And if you've not done them before, it's like really hard to follow along and, not really motivated because it's just too much. All right, so taking your square, and it's like you're pushing it along a flat surface. You're shifting on the other leg. Anybody just tuning in, I'm sorry I'm not replying today, but RA is not here and I can't see it, and it's my resolution this year to get it fixed up so I can see that at the same time. So we've shifted onto our other leg and we've shifted our body weight here, stacked it like tower blocks. So this working leg is free, and I want you to just try and feel that ankle, like you're tapping right and tapping left. Or just tapping one side and the other side, even if it's very, very small, tiny bit, feel where that is. I exaggerate just so you can see it. The movement is like an arc. You're just kind of tapping one side and the other side, but it's your ankle that I want you to feel working, and not like your whole leg or your whole body. You're just trying to use that ankle. It can be very, very small. And come back in parallel, and we're gonna raise it up so we're resting on feet and leaning into a little bit like the Tower of Pisa and pushing on the ground to come back to our straight tower. So it's a little bit of everything, working on aligning and working on strengthening and recognizing where you are. And pressing into it, coming back up. And let's give each foot a little bit of relax. rocking just from here. 4, don't have to be on the ground, lifting it up. It's a matter of how you do it. 4, and 5, and 6, and 7, and 8. Feeling that lengthening, tightening. 9, lengthening. 10, tightening, lengthening. 11, last one, and lightly 12. Yes. All right, now we're gonna go a little lean, and come back. Lean, and come back. I hope that was 3 sets. Felt like 3 sets. If not, happy holidays. You got a break. It was only 2. Leaning back and coming back. And another shake out. All right, Flair flies. No, let's do things first. And things up. Sometimes I forget what sequence I wanted. There's always a reason. All right. We're gonna do our great big knee bend now. So this is just like as far as you can but still feeling sturdy. And remember, you're gonna tighten up your legs, like feel them tighten. And you're sending your knees over your toes. And this is a deep one, and then you're pressing to the ground to come up. Now you don't want to go deeper than, you don't want your heels to come off the ground. You want your heels still planted, so only as deep as that goes. So engaging your legs and send your knees over your toes. Pressing hard into the ground and come back up. Planted is heavy, it takes a lot to push it away. Engaging your legs, going knees over your toes, pressing into the ground, and tighten your legs, knees going over your toes, pressing into the ground to come up, and let's do one last one. Tighten your legs, and knees going straight over your toes, and pushing the ground away to come up. Drop their thighs, shaking it out. Now we're going to work on a little bit of our dance components. So we're going to sit in the middle, engaging our legs going down. Now this is a little more relaxed, and we've been doing kind of a bell movement. And we've just been kind of rocking from side to side. Now for this one, if you want to break it down a little bit more, you're in the middle here. And you're going to be pressing more with one foot than the other, so your hips come off to the side. And pressing the ground. And then you press to the other side. So your hips are tilting a little from side to side. So it's like you're going down in the middle, pressing a little bit to come up, down in the middle, and pressing to come up. So it's one leg and then the other, pressing more. And so you're like the clapper of a bell. That makes kind of this arc as it's coming down. So the arc is going like this. And these are all, a lot of the things we're doing now are like progressions, because if it's movement you're not used to, sometimes you need to break it into pieces and develop each piece individually before you start putting them together. Because, you know, you see somebody moving, you're like, oh, wow. You know, that looks neat, but it's very often hard to imitate because there's you know, these components that our bodies aren't used to. And I'm pressing back into the ground to come back up. Now we're shaking out in between. I'm not straining our legs too much. All right, let's do our weight shifts, yay. Okay, so we are thinking about our shoulders and hips. This is our square. And maybe I'll bring some tape next time and we got the 4 sides here. Try and remember that, think about it. And we're gonna bend our knees so we're in the middle. And what we want to do is shift that square along a flat surface without it tilting or without the top of half of the square doing anything like this. But the thing that usually happens is your hips start to tilt. I want you to just think hips flat, parallel to the ground. And so let's say, I was going to do today. So pressing into the ground, you're going to use that press into the ground to slide your square over onto one leg, and then you're going to press down on the leg that's below it, and sliding your square to the other side. Pressing down, sliding over, pressing down, sliding over, pressing down, sliding over. This is something, I have my legs a little bit wider, but you may want to have it a little bit closer. That is perfectly fine. What we're concentrating on is not how much they're bent or how much movement there is. We're just trying to slide our square without losing its shape from side to side. And we're feeling when we're on one leg like it's a stack, like a tower block. So let's slow the last one down. Make sure we feel that stack, that it's like you put one block on top of the other. Everything is over this leg. So if you needed to, you could use this leg for stepping, for kicking, for climbing a stair, or doing any other movement that you want to do, balancing. And now we're going to press it in the ground with this one. Remember, your square is staying parallel here. You're stacking one block on top of the other, on top of the other, on top of the other. And just feeling that stack and feeling the freedom. If you needed to, you don't have to really lift it up unless you want to test yourself a little. But if you needed to, you could. You've freed up this leg to do whatever it is that you want to do with it. And pressing to the ground. Let's come to the middle and come back up. And let's finish with what we did at the beginning, where we're planted, we're straight, and it feels like you're just tipping forward. So you're not bending anything, you're not counterbalancing. This is very, very subtle, very small, but you're keeping yourself like a board. And that board is just, you're gonna feel the weight come off of your heels. Your heels are gonna have a minute to relax as the weight comes into the balls of your feet. And then come back. And as always, I exaggerate so you can see it. I'm not sure how easy it is to see this movement on the camera, but this is really, it's a subtle thing. You can only feel it inside, that your weight is coming over the balls of your feet. And coming back. And Flair flies. That's what I want us to think about during our merengue today. Just that we've been doing other things. We've just been doing some different arms. We've been walking. We usually start with a weight shift, but we're not going to do any of that today. We can do our arms. Let's just have our arms on our hips and coming back. And we can walk, but what I want you to think about is just having your weight just a little bit forward. So you're gonna let your knees loosen. So you don't want them to be straight. You want to kind of stay down here. And our merengue steps, just to remind you, they are right, left, 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 right, etc., etc. So we're just going to be stepping, and I just want you to think about keeping your weight a little more forward than you would normally. Like you're tilted forward. And this is also something we're going to be using a lot later on as we move into other dances. Our weight is forward. This has many purposes. It's helping us move a little more quickly if we want to move forward, have a little more control. We're gonna eventually start turning, yes, everybody. And when we learn that, it's important. We do what I call a stepping turn. It's not a pivot, but we're gonna be stepping to go around. Important that your weight is more forward than it is back. And this is a very practical purpose. If you lose your balance a little bit, you definitely, you don't want to be back here, right? Because catching yourself is going to be a lot harder from there. If your weight is a little bit forward, even if you're off balance, you can lean into it and catch it and keep going on your way. So that's it, Flair Flies. I'm gonna put on some music and we're just gonna do our merengue. We're just gonna be stepping right, left. The important thing is just to keep stepping and thinking, wait, forward, wait 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 forward. And then just enjoy. All right, music on that chair. So, small steps. Wait forward, 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 wait forward. Little steps. And just like itself. You're walking into a restaurant. Wait forward, wait forward, wait forward, forward, forward. Stop thinking about it and forget it. Wait forward. Wait forward. Let's do one forward and one back. Wait forward, wait forward, wait forward, forward, wait forward, wait forward, wait forward, wait forward. Wait forward. Wait forward. Good job there, Flies. So that's how I like to work. I like to break things into pieces and develop them separately. If a movement for me is not working out, if I'm having trouble with it, I try and analyze the components of it and thinking, what's falling short? What's not working? Why isn't this working out for me? And I try and develop that part of it that's causing hindrance. So that's what we'll be doing on this channel. This is the beginner get ready for the day routine. So we're gonna be trying to connect with more parts and get them moving and concentrating on one element at a time to improve our dance and bring that muscle memory in, because once we've got that muscle memory of wait forward here, then we can stop thinking about it. Our body's just, we're gonna start merengue and our body's just gonna go and it's forward. And then we can think, okay, now I'm shifting my weight. Now I'm doing my arms, now I'm turning a circle. And all these other things that are all a part of my dance. So my Flair Flies, thank you for getting here. A day after a holiday, if that's something you celebrate. So happy to see you anytime. So let's keep going. Let's keep working as we move into the new year and get ready to do more dancing. We're going to jump right back on again for the intermediate. Get ready for the day routine if you want to join. Happy to see you there. Just do what you can. It's more the same, but a little faster and a little bit more kind of stretching and that kind of thing. And we're going to be doing a lot more choreography and lives. And another New Year's resolution is to get on more, some more content for you guys to see. And just biggest love to all of you, my Flair flies. A wonderful day, and I'm so happy you're here. Bye, Flair flies.